Next Level Mindset. Once again, in this powerful and positive video, I'm giving you 7 affirmations that will absolutely change your life. These have worked for me, so I know they'll work for you. Make sure you stay with me on this all the way through. I've got some bonus PowerPoints, next level insights. You will not get this anywhere else. By the fact that you're watching and listening to this right now, this is confirmation that your words have power. This is an early bonus point. Number 1, most people will never experience the full benefit of affirmations because of this one mistake. We'll talk more about that as we get into this. And the first affirmation that will change your life, all of my affirmations are now becoming manifestations, and I am now enjoying my life with total success on a higher level in a whole new way. Now, I like this one because it actually sets up the parameters for all of my affirmations. I was thinking about this one, and being a student of philosophy and a student of the law of attraction, I thought about how can I actually empower my affirmations to be powerful. And so I created this affirmation with that in mind, something to set up the whole parameter, something to actually guide my affirmations process. When I first started using affirmations, it was something about how do I really get this to work? What can I do to really infuse them with power? I like Tony Robbins. Let's check out something that he said. Check this out.
We can prime ourselves so the very thing that used to irritate you, that person, that situation, makes you feel great. Whereas to most people, especially right now in this country, uncertainty, not just this country, around the world, is the dominant emotion. When you see a great athlete, you see a great leader, you see a great anybody, parent, they have a certainty inside them. The certainty does not come from the outside world. It comes from within.
So keep that in mind. Actually, you have to have that sense of certainty, a sense of knowing by faith. If you want to call it faith, you can have that absolute certainty that I know this is going to turn out and work out for my good. So I want to encourage you and empower you. Use these affirmations. Put it in your own words. That's one of the mistakes that most people don't really think about that. They make that one mistake, not really personalizing it. So put it in your own words. All of my affirmations are now becoming manifestations, and I am able to enjoy my life with total success on a higher level in a whole new way. And the second affirmation that will change your life, it says, I am always led by the Great Spirit, so I always know exactly what to do. I am always led by the Great Spirit, so I always know exactly what to do. Now, this one right here, it reminds me that I can always be intuitive. I can always be open to that guiding. A lot of people may call it ESP. They may call it the leading of the Holy Spirit. They may call it intuition. Doesn't matter what you call it. I like this affirmation because it reminds me that with the leadership of this higher power, I can't go wrong. I remember growing up when I was looking for my first record deal, always wanting to know, who can I go to? Who can I connect with? The networks and the people. And this affirmation actually encouraged me and it guided me, making the different connections to different people. Then when I moved to my new location, meeting new people, making the connections that I needed to make, this affirmation always kicked in. Say it with me. I am always led by the Great Spirit, so I always know exactly what to do. No matter what vision you have for your life, no matter what dreams and goals that you may have, this one will always remind you that you are in the right place at the right time. As a matter of fact, there's another affirmation that I have. I am always in the right place at the right time, doing and saying the right things to the right people, constantly placing myself in the right position to receive everything that God has for my life. So I like that one. I am always led by the Great Spirit, so I always know exactly what to do. And there are going to be times in your life when doubts will come in. You will have doubts. Is this the right decision to make? Is this the right connection to make? Is this the right person to connect with, right? Even in your relationships. So this one reminds me that if I find myself in doubt, I can realize that I can be led by God. I can be led by the Great Spirit of God within me, that great I am. Knowing that I'm always doing what I need to do to get to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. Next level mindset in everything that we do. And all of my videos, they really have that same thread of truth to them. We want to do everything we can to advance every area of life to the next level. That's what it's really all about. And the third affirmation, this next affirmation that will change your life, it says, all of the power of the universe is now on my side because I am fully and completely in tune with the infinite. Now this reminds me that the divine power is really guiding me, on my side, being in tune. I used to read different books, and one of the books that I picked up, it talked about having that at oneness, having that attunement with the divine spirit, being one with God, being one with the universe. And it really took me a while to realize that I'm never really alone. I have that power of God in my life. So I want to encourage you and remind you, never think that you're alone. You always have the Spirit of God with you. And as long as you're doing what you know you need to do, honoring that golden rule, you just can't go wrong. All of the power of the universe is now on my side because I am completely and fully in tune with the universe, with the infinite Spirit of God. Put that in your own words, like we talked about earlier, right? All of the power of the universe is now on my side because I am fully and completely in tune with the infinite. This affirmation has really changed my life because it allowed me to realize that even though I may be on my own, I'm never really alone. God is always right there, keeping me strong, helping me to do what needs to be done in my life. And if this works for me, I know this will work for you just the same. And by the way, if this is your first time here or you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We're on our road to 5K. If you want to stay empowered and inspired together, we would love to have you here as a part of Next Level. And the fourth affirmation, the next affirmation that will change your life, says all of my goals today are universally inspired. Therefore, I can never fail at accomplishing them. I like this one because it reminds me that the vision that I have, the goals that I have, they really don't just come from an egotistical place. They don't just come from a personal, physical place. They come from a spiritual, divine place. They come from a place of purpose. Now this one right here, it will really empower your purpose. It will empower the fact that every design that you have, every goal that you have, every endeavor that you have can be divinely inspired. It could be given from a higher plane. I remember when I first was writing my books, putting my books together. When I first did that, I said to myself, I want to be able to not just be a best-selling author, but I want someone to be inspired by my goals, by my writings. And now I'm able to inspire millions of people all over the world with the writings that I have put together. So I really like this. All of my goals today are divinely given. Therefore, I could never fail at accomplishing them. And as a matter of fact, one thing we say over here at Next Level, we may win some and we may learn some, but we'll never lose as long as we learn it. And I use every setback, every so-called failure as a stepping stone. I learn what doesn't work and what does. So this is really powerful for me to know that all of my goals are universally inspired, so I could never fail in getting things done, reaching the next level in my life, making an impact in somebody else's life. You'll never really know how many people you are influencing in your life. All of my goals today are divinely given and universally inspired. Therefore, I could never fail at accomplishing them. I can do anything I put my mind to. And the fifth affirmation, the next affirmation that will change your life, it says, I realize that who I really am is divinity in manifestation, and what I really am is a divine presence. And so today I'm living my life from the perspective of this higher self. I like this one because it reminds me that we all have a higher self and we all have a lower self. The Bible calls it that carnal mind for that lower self. And the higher mind is that spiritual, that God divine spark of divinity. And it's really a choice. We can either identify with the physical self or we can identify with this divine eternal self. So I like this one. Who I really am is a manifestation of this divine presence. And one thing about this, the more I realize this, the more I can connect and live my life from the perspective of this higher self. There's more to the story. There's more to you than anyone will ever see. So this affirmation really will change your life. I am not the false person. That's another one that I have. I am not the false person that I've always thought myself to be. My true identity is spirit, infinite, unlimited, universal, and eternal, which is immortal. I am that I am, and all is well. So keep that in mind. I realize that who I really am is divinity in manifestation, and what I really am is a divine presence. And so now I am living my life from the perspective of this higher self. And the sixth affirmation, the next affirmation that will change your life, says this universe has plenty for everyone, so I never have to feel guilty for being blessed. Guilt is totally unnecessary, and I refuse to fall for it. Think about that. Think about nature. Think about the atmosphere around you, the environment that you choose to be in. This universe has plenty for everyone. And the thing about it is sometimes if you watch the news, they'll promote scarcity, right? They'll promote poverty. They like to promote scarcity and put fear into your mind that there's not enough to go around. But one thing that I've learned in my life along my journey is that God will never allow us to be without the resources that we need. This universe has plenty for everyone, so I never have to feel guilty about being blessed. Guilt is totally unnecessary, and I refuse to fall for it. So I want to remind you and encourage you, never feel guilty about making progress in your life. Never feel guilty about accomplishing your goals like we talked about before. Never feel guilty about being blessed, because that guilt comes from that false self, comes from that lower self, that carnal mind. You don't have to fall for it. There's something about being blessed. You don't have to fall for that. Never feel guilty about having fun in life, right? Enjoying your life. You can have the power to know that everyone has exactly what they need. Everyone has the opportunity to be blessed. So I like this one. This universe has plenty for everyone, so I never have to feel guilty about being blessed. Guilt is totally unnecessary, and I refuse to fall for it. There are millions of people all over the world. We all have the opportunity to receive the blessings that God has for our lives. We don't have to be perfect, but we can make progress doing what we know we need to do to get to the next level. Next level mindset. And the seventh powerful affirmation, the next affirmation that will change your life, it says, I am a master in discernment. And so I easily see through deceptive people and their childish schemes. People will try to play games with you as if you don't really know what's going on, right? You can see through all of that. I am a master in discernment. And so I easily see through deceptive people and their childish schemes. There are a lot of people who really have not grown up in life. There are a lot of people who really take pleasure in seeing the downfall of other people. You can see through it. I like this one because it reminds me to keep my eyes open, to not only use my outer vision, but to use my inner vision. I like to use my peripheral perception, using all of my senses, seeing what's really going on. Remember, everyone is not who they appear to be. There's always more to the story. And so this affirmation reminds me to see through the childish schemes of other people. As you go through your life, you will find that there are certain people who will be scheming behind your back, playing games, trying to find out where they could take you down. They're not really happy with their life, and so they really don't want you to be happy with yours. But you don't have to fall for it. Be a master in discernment. And the way I've done that in my life along my journey is take every opportunity that I can more and more to just be aware. Be aware of my surroundings. Be aware of things happening in my life. Also, this also involves being understanding. I really have to get to the point where I understand everyone is not on that next level. Everyone is not a next level light, right? Like me and you. Everyone is not wanting to do the right thing, wanting to live a powerful life. A lot of people are really not happy with themselves, so they're not there. Just be aware of what's going on. Because if you can make it through that, if you can see through those things, you can learn how to say no when it's time to say no. You can say, no, I'm not falling for that. My life is more than that. I like to say, you may have to raise your standard to be with me, but I refuse to lower my standards to be with you. So keep that in mind as you go through your life. There's a lot of people who will try to play games with you. You can be a master in discernment, seeing through those childish schemes. So keep that one. I like that one. I am a master in discernment. And so I easily see through deceptive people and their childish schemes. I know what's really going on. Now, I got a bonus affirmation that I want to share with you and some insights on this whole affirmation process. But first, before we do that, I've got to tell you about Amazon. If you need it, Amazon probably has it. They are the host of my songs. They host my merchandise. They also host my books, Mystic Secrets of the Bible, my new book, Divorced and Still Destined for Greatness. They are the host of my channel, so check them out with the links in the description. And if you decide to buy my books on that site, leave us a review. We'd love to know that we've been a blessing to you as well. If you are enjoying the content on my channel, consider becoming a member. We have a membership that you can join for exclusive content behind the scenes, never seen by anyone else. You can cancel it anytime, enter on any level that you want to enter in on. And if you're a content creator, you could also create your own Buy Me a Coffee membership site as well. So make sure you do that, and that will be a great way for you to be a blessing to the channel. So now this bonus affirmation says, I realize my oneness with the infinite spirit and with all things. So nothing ever happens to me without a purpose. As I see the purpose and learn the lesson, I am naturally elevated to higher levels in my life. And I touched on this a little bit earlier when we were talking. One of the mistakes that a lot of people make when it comes to affirmation is not really put it in their own words. A lot of times when we hear affirmations from other people, the limiting part of it is when we don't personalize it. So I want to encourage you, really, to remind you on that. Put these affirmations, even the ones that we've gone over, put them in your own words. Make them personal. And another mistake that a lot of people make with affirmations is not using the energy, not having that sense of certainty, not having that sense of power, having that power behind it, saying them out loud, putting them in your subconscious mind. I listen to mine as I'm going to sleep. I put them on repeat, and I allow them to enter into the subconscious mind. And there's actually 3 more mistakes that a lot of people make with affirmations. And I talk more about that in this video right here coming up on the screen. I think that would be a great video for you to watch next. So check that video out right now. Enjoy it. Thanks again for my subscribers and returning viewers. I really appreciate you. Hit the like button and share this on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Stay blessed. Stay positive. Never give up, whatever you do. Till next time, I'll see you on the next level. Peace.